Okay, we're going to get started here. This is Stacy Croninger, and you should be here for Studio U. We're going to talk about home decor made easy. As I just mentioned, if you were looking for the Mia Alicia Health Assessment call, that will be held at in 1 hour at 8 o'clock. Okay, so if you were here for the 8 o'clock, you'll need to call back in actually, because I will in the meeting and then it'll start back up again. Okay, so we're glad to have you here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So here we go. Home decor made easy. We're going to talk about different home decor like canvases, metal prints, and lots of other fun things. So you should be able to see what I'm seeing. Hopefully everyone can see that. This is Stacy Croninger, and we also have Brooke Mayer on here. She's going to be showing us some fun things in studio, and I'm going to start us off with what you can expect to save this month, okay? So this month, 10% off for scrap pages and for our post-bound albums, okay? So if you are looking to get some of your most recent photos onto scrap pages, this is a great time to do it, save 10%. And let me show you a few of the templates that you're going to find that we've recently added that will be great for starting your scrap pages. So we have One Crazy Ride, which is the first one on the left, and this one's so fun. It's got bright colors. It's in a grid. Actually, all these are in a grid, which makes it really quick and easy to add your images and update things. Next, we have Family is Everything, and these are both 12 by 12. And then I'm showing you an All of Me design map, and what that means is it's gray, just like you're seeing there. So for people who look at a scrap page and go, I'm really not sure what to do with that, but they want to have kind of a base to start with, design maps are a perfect way to do that, because it shows you exactly where you're going to put your title. You can put photos or embellishments in any of these squares. You're going to swap out where it says word art here for an actual word art piece. So it doesn't tell you the colors to use or if they're flowers or stars or hearts, but it does tell you where to place things. So look for those design maps. We have several of them, and they will definitely help you get started on your scrap pages. So again, 10% off until the end of March, so make sure you take advantage of that. So as I mentioned, we're talking home decor, canvases, metal prints, wood prints, and 11 by 14 prints. So we want to start off with a little bit of inspiration before we dive into seeing all this inside the studio. And we're going to start with canvases. And these are new templates that are available that you can customize. And Brooke's going to show us how to customize them. So first of all, we have this 16 by 20 canvas here on the right. This is Happy Place, made by Cassie. It's got some beautiful colors in it, but it's also very simple. It's a great way to showcase those photos. Then we have this fun one by Brooke that I love this quote. I want my children to be independent, headstrong people, just not while I am raising them. Okay, and so you can put in pictures of your kids here, customize it to hang up. It's 12 by 12, so it's a perfect size to put anywhere in your house, on the wall, put it on a stand, whatever you would like. Next, we have these two canvases, and the first one's You Are My Everything and Always does not include any images. Sometimes it's fun just to have a canvas that you can have a favorite saying on. And so that's the idea behind this one. It was created by Brooke. And then we have the Real Love Stories, which is a cute way to showcase just one photo, again with a great quote. And Rebecca Christensen made this one. And it's a smaller one. It's 8 by 8. So we do have a little bit smaller, which I love these because they fit so nicely on end tables, on my mantle. They're easy to decorate, and they're actually really fun for the holidays and seasons because they're easy to swap out. It's not like I have to put a nail in the wall or anything. I can just put them on a stand and I put them out and they're ready to go. Okay, and all of these canvases, you can make them, well, you can't make all of them deep, but some of them we can actually do deep. So if you want to really stand off the wall, that is an option as well. Then we have these two, again, another one with a fun saying on it, which is the earth laughs in flowers. I'm sorry, I flipped the orders on these. Uses some beautiful artwork. Again, it's an 8 by 8, so it's a great one for decorating, just sitting on a end table. And then we have Special Dates canvas. I love this one because It's talking about birth dates, marriage, and then the afterlife. So you can pick whatever, not afterlife, but you know what I mean. Goodness gracious, what a day. How about when they got married? So it's his birth, her birth, and when they got married. Sorry, long day. So customize this to however you want, for whether it's weddings or maybe it's birth and graduation from high school, graduation from college. You know, whatever dates are significant. It's a fun way to record those dates. Next up, read me a story. This is such a cute little quote. Read me a story, tuck me in tight, tell me you love me, and kiss me goodnight. And Brooke made this one. A fun way to put a picture of you and your child in your child's room. And it's a 12 by 12. And then we have one by Brittany Hutchings, which we don't have released yet. It will be shortly. This is called My Crazy Family. I don't know about you, but my family does some crazy things. So got some fun quotes and photos in there, which makes it easy to swap out for whatever photos work best for you. It's an 8 by 8, so it's a little bit smaller. But any of these squares, colors can be changed. The saying can be changed. Same thing with this one that Brooke did. So that's the great thing about all of our projects. They're so easy to customize. So let's move on to metal prints. Now, just like they say, they are out of metal, and they come with a stand so that you can put them on your side tables or mantle or wherever, or you can actually hang them on your wall as well. So the first one is Cassie took that same design she did for a canvas, and she's moved it into several other designs, and one of them was a 12 by 18 metal print. So that's what this one with the wood background is. Then Brooke made this cute Spring is in the Air using one of our French line ones, which means that everywhere you see the gray is going to not exist. So you actually get this fun-shaped metal print. And again, this one will look great out in your house. You can swap out your family name for the Wilson family. So just makes it really personal as to have out. It also makes a really fun gift if you have someone who's just moving into the neighborhood, you want to welcome them, or getting married. It's a great gift to give them. Next up, we have two by Brittany that, again, are not released yet. They will be shortly. We have one that's 12 by 12, a fun way to capture your vacation. And again, you'll notice these fun grids that are so easy to swap out. If you decide you want photos in all of these little squares, you can do that. Or if you want to have 3 photos and 2 with embellishments, you can do that. And then we have one of our brackets metal prints, which is this Hoppy Easter one. So again, everywhere you see gray, that is not part of the actual metal print. It'll be in this bracket shape. Makes it really fun to have a little bit different shape. Okay, same thing with this one. Brooke made this cute one. We did it actually for National Scrapbook Day in the Colors for Our Memories for Life, but you can change it out to match your scrapbook or craft room. Keep calm and scrap on. Seems like an appropriate one to have. And again, it's a bracket. This one's just turned on its end instead of on its side. And you'll find that there are quite a few keep calm statements that you can either put on prints or on brackets. Makes it fun to kind of decorate your house with. Next up are wood prints. Now these are relatively new. We rolled these out in the fall. And I'm going to show you in just a minute what they actually look like in real life. Okay, but here are some new templates that we have. So that same one that Brooke did for a metal print, she made it for a wood print. So that's a fun way to display that as well. And then Cassie also did her Happy Place one. So don't be fooled by this wood here. That will print on your wood print, but it will be much lighter. You may not even be able to see it since it is such a light design. And again, I'm going to show you that in just a minute, okay? And we do have 3 different sizes of wood prints, 10 by 10, 11 by 14, and 8 by 10. So here's one that's 8 by 10, Be Grateful, has a beautiful quote on it and some fun artwork. Just a great, simple design. And then Brooke also created this one, Home is My Happy Place. Great way to display your family photo for the year with a beautiful quote and these wood prints. I just love them. So let me show you, whoops, why did that go so fast? What it looks like. So here we have Circle Dot Baby Girl template on the left-hand side. And see how you can see all the detail in this photo. You can see the blanket she's laying on. There's a very distinct pink bar. when you actually print it on the wood, this is a photo of the actual wood print that I took earlier today. So you can see that where the backgrounds are not very busy, you see a lot of that wood print. On backgrounds that have a lot of patterns, for example, let me go back and look at this one, where you have all these flowers. A lot of these flowers are going to block out where the wood print is, but you're going to see the wood here in the sky. You're going to see it in the solid colors. So if you have a very busy design, then you may not see as much of the wood print. So if you really want the look of the wood, make sure that your design includes some very open areas like this one does, with a simple print or a simple design that will allow that wood to show through. But you'll see that the baby still looks beautiful on this wood print, but it is fun to see that design elsewhere. Okay, 11 by 14 prints are an inexpensive way to decorate because you can get them. They're like poster board thickness. You can frame them. You can do all sorts of fun things with them. And again, Brooke used one of our new cute quotes. I was sane, and then she filled in with 3 kids ago. You can change that number to whatever you want because it's actually blank. So you can go grab a number from one of the alphabets and put it in there, and then displays pictures of all the kids that are making her insane. So that's a fun one. Now, the other fun thing about 11 by 14 prints is that you can get a UV coating on them, which allows you to use write-on, wipe-off markers and make it into kind of a whiteboard type thing. So that's the idea behind this birthday countdown. You have this box here where you can start counting maybe a month before the child's birthday. So you write in 30, and then the next day you write in 29. It's also a fun idea if you have vacations coming up. There's one in there for Disneyland that you can count down to your Disney trip, or if you're going to the beach, you could create a beach one. But again, make sure you put the UV coating on your 11 by 14 print if you want to be able to use write-on, wipe-off markers with those. And we do recommend you always test your marker maybe on the back where it's not going to matter quite as much, to make sure it really is going to wipe off, okay? But we haven't had problems with it, and it does make it a fun way to use those. Then we have these next two, Alphabet and More Wall Decor. This one is so cute because it uses this alphabet and then it has these cute pictures. What a great way to decorate your child's room with something clever. You can swap out the colors of the background and make those animals stand out more, or make it match your child's room. So it's educational and cute at the same time. And that one's made by Jana Brock. Then we have this one by Brooke that she made at the beginning of 2016. It's 11 by 14 print, but you'll notice that each month has a little calendar with a picture, so you can hang it up on your wall, and you have a quick glance at the year, but you also have all these fun family photos in there too. And these last two, these are not new, but I just wanted to show you some of the possibilities that you can do with the 11 by 14 prints. The first one is a Disneyland subway art. We've had this out in our lobby for a while with some of our Disney things, and it's just so cute. If you're a Disney fan, this is a must-have in your house. And then we have subway art for the different seasons and holidays, like this one for summer. We have Easter, spring, Christmas, you name it, and I'm sure we have it. And if not, they're easy and fun to create just by swapping out fonts and colors and all sorts of things. So, having said that, I think we should have Brooke show us how this works. But I just remembered something, that I usually give out points at this point, and I should have given out 2 sets of points by now. So let's do points for 2 different people. Our first person that wins points tonight is Susan Gray. That's going to be 25 publishing points for Susan Gray. Thanks for coming to class tonight. And our other person that's going to be getting points is Jan Lupien. I hope that's how you say your last name, Jan, L-U-P-I-E-N. Jan, you're also going to get 25 publishing points. I'll give away points one more time at the end of class, so make sure you stick around. But right now I'm going to switch it over to Brooke so that she can show you all the fun things that that we can do in studio. So Brooke, take it away. Hopefully it's switching to you. Try this one more time. Can you see Brooke's screen?
Can we see my screen, and can we hear me?
I
Stacy,
can
I
hear
believe you still
you.
have mouse control. It is not letting me click.
Okay, so I did change the presenter. Let's try it one more time. It says you have control. That's kind of weird that it's not letting you do it, huh? Because I can see your screen, I can see your mouse moving.
Let's see if I can, well, maybe it'll let me, kind of. Can I click on something is the question. Okay, I think we're good.
There you go.
It just wasn't letting me bring that to the front. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I wanted to show in studio just an example or two of each of these product types that we've been talking about. So first we're going to talk a little bit about the 11 by 14 prints. And these, they really are great. They're versatile. They are a bit more cost effective than some of the other things, especially if you're trying something for the first time. It's a great way to get started with Heritage Makers. So I wanted to show my favorite 11 by 14 prints are these word arts that Stacy was talking a little bit about. But I wanted to show you guys just how much you can do with these. So, and you'll notice when I go into Studio, I'm going to be turning off this design guide just so that I can see a little bit more of what we're doing. So you'll want to, when you go into a project for the first time, you'll want to read these and make sure that you understand what it's showing you with each of these guidelines. But for the interest of time tonight, we're going to go ahead and turn those off, just so that I can make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see what I'm doing. And if at any time there's something that you'd like to see again or you have a question about, just type it in that question box and either Stacy or Chelsea will go ahead and direct me and we will show it again. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys with this cute baby girl subway art. It's in this fun kind of pink color scheme, but I wanted to show just how easy it is to swap out the colors. So in my pictures, I have uploaded some color palettes. These are my favorite way, honestly, to do these subway arts because then I can play around and I can pick colors that I like. So, for example, say I'm making this cute baby girl subway art for a baby shower coming up, but I know that they are decorating the little girl's room with purple. I can grab one of these color palettes, and I've just uploaded these as photos. So they don't take up any space other than what a normal photo would take, except they're very small, so they take up hardly any space at all, and you can just delete them when you're done. But it's easy to just go ahead and color pick straight from this, and you've already got colors that you know look good together. So it's just fun and kind of a bit of a time hack if you're not sure what colors you're going to use. So I just want to show you guys how quick this is. So you'll see this toolbar here, and the exact same options over here in the toolbox. I'm going to go ahead and view and turn off this toolbar just because I tend to prefer the toolbox, so I'm going to turn it off just so it doesn't get in the way while I'm selecting these text boxes. So then I'm just going to click this little white arrow here, and it'll give me this color picker. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do these ones with this purple. Then I'm going to grab all these ones that are the same color to begin with. And you don't have to do it this way. That way I know that my colors are still getting spaced out the same, so I'm not having two the same color, and it just makes it a little quicker. So I'm just going to keep going. And I'm just going
Brooke, while you're picking your colors, we have lots of people asking about where you got your color palettes from. They're from designseeds.com, and I believe it's design-seeds.com, or just search for Design Seeds, and they have new color palettes every day. It's a great place to find colors.
And also, where I find most of mine is I actually go on Pinterest. And Pinterest is a fun way because you can search. You can easily just search baby girl color palette and it'll come up with some fun ones. But yeah, so that's another option. Let's see, I think we did. So these down here are they're embellishments down from in the art collection. So they have a fill color in the Effects tab instead of the Tools tab. But it's the same thing, so just this white arrow. And then I did these ones, yeah, we'll do this color. So, same thing. I'm just going to grab these two little arrow portions. And you'll notice I don't have to keep going back to the color palette. I can pull it from these letters, but I only want to do that with wider portions because if I'm going to a thinner area, I'm not guaranteed to get the exact same color. So if you're trying to do it from a thinner one, just using the color palette is an easy way. And you'll notice if I move around in here, it's a solid color, so the color over here isn't changing. Just a tip. And then same thing, let's see. I want to change out these ones. And I'm just using these 5 colors that they've already given me. And you'll notice they look pretty good together, I would say. But really easy and fast. I'm working on a trackpad of a laptop, so I'm not as fast as if I were using a mouse. But we work with what we've got, right? Okay, I'm almost done. These, you'll notice these dots over on the side, and all of these matching word arts in the template gallery have these dots and the banner, and you can take those off if you don't like them, or change it to something else. You could put a background paper behind if you wanted. Just, I'm changing the color because these are a text box. They're literally just periods typed in, but placed so that it creates a border. And then if I know, so again for a baby shower, if I know what they're naming the little girl, let's go Caitlin. So easy as that, and then I just grab this and hit delete on my keyboard just to take it out of the picture completely. I click save, and you'll notice it updates the thumbnail over here, which will show when you click view from your projects in progress, that's the same image as showing here. So just helps that. And then when I'm ready to be done with it, all I do is ready to publish. And then yes, I've reviewed my project, ready to publish, and it's already in my completed projects. You'll notice my internet connection here at home isn't the greatest, so it isn't showing there as updated, but in the view it is. So that is all ready to go. That's how easy those word arts are to completely customize. Okay, so next I wanted to show you guys canvases. So I wanted to show a nifty trick. I don't know, I'm sure most of you have heard of our import page option, but not everyone has. So I wanted to show how to import a scrap page, and I'm actually going to import it from a 12 by 12 storybook. So I'm going to go into the My Projects tab under My Templates and grab, I guess it would help if I find it. Let's see if I remember what it's called. Oh, I guess it would help. I didn't know if I was going to show you guys the template gallery at all tonight, but we will go in there. So I'm going to go into the template gallery, and I guess this helps to show you how to add something to your My Favorites, your templates. So I'm going to search Bright Side. This template is a storybook called The Bright Side. It's by Carrie. And I am going to, whoops, stay with me, ladies. I'm going to click this little heart right here, and that adds it to my favorites here. So if I click My Favorites, it's going to show right there. And any that I've added that heart to will show. This is kind of a demo account, so it doesn't have any of the ones I've actually added, but you get the idea. And then it also adds it here to my templates and my projects under my templates, except we're going to let it update. Okay, so I'm going to reopen my canvas. And this, you'll notice, is just a blank canvas. It was just brand new, blank, fresh canvas. So my projects, my templates, and here it is. So I click the Bright Side, and then let's go with this adorable little page. So I'm clicking the page that I want. It's showing everything that is on that page, and it's listed in order. So I know that this is the background, and everything else is on top of it. So these, and it's just showing the order. So the things down at the very bottom are at the very front of the project. Just a helpful note. And then I'm going to click Import Page. It's warning me that if there's anything on the page already, it is going to replace everything on that page. So it just wants to make sure that you're ready to erase everything else to replace it with this page. And then this, you'll notice right here, this just is a zoom to fit button. And right now it's zooming around the design guide, but if I turn that off, it'll zoom me in so that I can see my full canvas design space. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about canvases. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit so you see all of this. This area around the edge, and it'll tell you this in the design guide, but I'm just going to explain it a bit better. So this area out here is the wrap area of our canvas. When you have a canvas printed and you look at it, it wraps around a wooden frame. So you have the front visible area of the canvas, and then you have a little bit of sides and a little bit that wraps around the back. So this isn't going to be necessarily visible when it's on the wall. This will be. This is the side of the canvas. You'll notice the corners are wrapped so you don't see what's right here. But we just wanted to show you this and let you know that you do want to make sure that your background, whatever your background is, goes all the way out to this full crop edge. That way you know that there's not going to be any white hanging out on the sides of your project. And just when you're spending a decent amount on a canvas, you want it to look good. So make sure, again, all I did when I imported this on here, it was sitting, so it was taking about 12 inches, which is the front of the canvas. And then all I did is I grabbed this edge and I stretched it out and stretched this one out just so that I know it's covering the full area. And it's a little skimpy down here, so I'm just going to pull it down. And that way it's covering all the way. Now I'm noticing that this cute blue frame isn't quite centered. So I am going to do Edit, Select All. I'm going to hold down Shift on my keyboard and click the background paper because I don't want to move that around. So I want to have everything else selected but deselect the background paper. It's a pink border, so that means everything is locked. So I'm going to unlock it so that then I can move it around and center it a little bit better. And I'm not going to worry about it being perfect right now, but I'd say that's pretty close. That way my background area is covered, my picture is nice and centered, and I'd say it's pretty cute and ready to go. All I want to do if I'm customizing this is then go into my pictures. And I don't know what pictures I've got on this account, but we'll go with it. We're going to put in one of these pictures of my niece. I'd say that matches pretty well. We save it, and we'll say this was May 2014. And done. Now, if this is a gift, I wanted to show you guys a nifty little trick I've done once. So I was making a canvas for my sister-in-law who was having a baby, and I made a cute word art print that wasn't customized at all, just a cute word art, but then I wanted to make it a little more special. So all I did, I'm going to take a text box, and what I did was a name, but you could do anything. So I'm going to put a name back here. We're going to say this is Caitlin Smith. Sound like a generic name. And I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. And maybe we make it this pretty pink of her shirt. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys a trick. So if we put this up here, or really on any of the sides, but I like doing it on here. So if I were to put it right here, it will be on the side of my canvas and it will be visible. If I put it right back here, and I'm going to give it a 180-degree rotation, so it's completely rotated, and then if I print it, if I send this to production with the name sitting right here, then this is a pretty cool trick in my mind, but when you get it, the name will be right sitting on the back of the canvas, not visible, but a cute little personalization note. And I thought that was just kind of a fun trick. And you can put it really on any side. So if I give it a 90-degree rotation, and I guess it's facing this direction, I want to make sure you guys can see that. Maybe I'll zoom in. So we're just putting the name or note or anything you want. It could be the date on the back of a picture. if your canvas is just a picture, but little word right back there. So it's barely visible here in studio. Maybe we make it black. But when it prints, it'll be sitting right on the back of the canvas. I think I'm going to have to do, Stacy, an article soon, maybe showing this with one printed so that people can see where it lands when on the finished product.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to show that. Okay, now, next on our list, I think I will show you guys metal prints. So I wanted to show, we have a lot of rectangular metal prints, but we also have, like Stacy was showing, these fun shaped metal prints. This is called the French line, and it's a fun shape. You can order it in either orientation, but it just makes it a little more special. So this is a very simple design, but just having that shape makes it a lot more unique, a little more intricate. So I wanted to show you guys, again, I'm just going to customize this one. So if we go down to, I don't remember where I put these pictures. Okay, so I love this as a wedding gift, especially if you have any pictures taken ahead of time or if you're giving the gift maybe after the fact. But it's a great kind of commemorative piece that people can hang on their wall and remember that special day. It works great for, you could easily customize this to be a baby or a graduation. It's just a very simple layout. So I'm going to take this wedding picture and I think I'm going to zoom it in a little bit. So if I go in the toolbox and I click adjust, I can scale the picture in a bit and then slide them over just a tad. That way the print itself is a little more them. They're not off to the side with a lot of blue sky. So then we're going to say these are the, sure, these are the Holmes family. Mr. and Mrs. Holmes. Oh, still in caps lock. October 5th, 2014. Got this cute little quote here, but I could easily change that out, and that'd be simple. Let's say we want to, I'm thinking we make these scrolly doohickeys white. I mean, you can change pretty much anything in here. They could be blue from the sky. They could be the wedding colors. Just simple. Let's make this a little bigger. So really, really, really easy to just customize, and then you're done. So I also wanted to show you guys, while we're in here, border colors. So you'll notice this picture, and I zoomed it in a bit. It's a nice large photo, so the edges are green, saying that the picture itself has enough information in it to print largely, comfortably, and not be blurry. So let's say if we were to bring up, I wonder if I have any smaller photos. I guess I can show you with the color palette. So the color palettes are much smaller. So you'll notice it's comfortable being about tall, which would not do very well for a 12 by 18 metal print. But if we keep stretching, it goes yellow, the border, and then orange, and then red. And that's telling me that if I were to print it with that red border, this would be blurry. You probably wouldn't be able to read these words on here very well. If it were a picture, the faces would be blurry. It would not be clear. Whereas green, if I were to print that, and those are small words, but they would be as clear as possible, depending on what you're printing them on. So I've got pictures in here, and I didn't think to grab some off of Facebook or anything, but I've got pictures in here that are from a Canon Rebel T3i. It's a DSLR camera, and they are a decent size. So notice it keeps going green. If I keep stretching, sorry, I'm going to fill the screen with my son. It eventually goes into the yellow, and then orange, and then I think it takes a while to go red. But it goes there. So depending on your camera, depending on where you're getting your pictures from. So if I'm saving pictures off of Facebook, they're probably not going to be big enough quality to print on a canvas. Whereas if I'm getting professional photos from a photographer or off of a really nice camera, they are much more likely to print well in a large product. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And the same is true if we go down to the art. So for example, when we added this art collection, this is the My Crazy Life that Stacy was showing some fun word arts from. So we made sure to size these word arts in here very largely so that you could print them on any large product you can think of. They might not go large enough to go on a very large canvas, but you'll see this one is comfortable going up to 21 inches tall, which is large enough for most products that we offer. With smaller things, like little embellishments, they don't necessarily go as large. So this ribbon right here will go 5.5 inches wide. And that's wide enough for most things that you would need to use it for. Same with small things like buttons or alphabet collections, so you'll notice are considerably smaller sometimes. But so you always want to pay attention to what you're using and pay attention to the border color, just to make sure that you're not using it oversized where it's most likely going to come blurry. So I just wanted to point that out. And we do have articles in our support center if you need more information on that. Or, for example, you see how this picture right here, it's got a green border, but they look a little blurry. And the reasoning for that, because it's a larger photo, it's a really nice photo, it's having to be compressed to fit to use in studio. The file itself is not compressed, but visually for the design space in here, it's being compressed so that it's not slowing down studio so that you're not having trouble designing. So this will print fine, and I can tell how well a picture is going to print if it's got a green border. All you have to do is find the photo in your My Photos tab, double click, and then there's a download button right here. And I'm on a Mac, so it opens a different window. On a PC, it's going to open it just in a different tab of whatever internet window you've got open already. But it's going to open it, and I can zoom in, and I can see that it's a nice clear picture. I can see the trees. I can see the dirt down here. It's a good photo. If you download it and it's not letting it go very large, or you zoom in and the photo itself is blurry, then that's the photo. So if the photo's blurry but it shows a green border in here, we can improve an already blurry photo. But if the photo itself is clear and it's got a green border, even sometimes yellow is okay, but we try to stay in green. But that way you know what your photos themselves are capable of. Okay. Last, and we're going to try and finish in time so that there's time to close this before 8 for everyone to get back on for the Alicia call. But I wanted to show you guys wood prints. Now, I've decided that my favorite use by far of the wood prints is for word art. Solid colors look so nice on the wood print. It looks like it's being stained. And white areas, so like these words here, or even this up here, will really show that wood grain. Like the baby picture that Stacy showed, it's a much lighter photo, so you don't get a lot of color. This, the reds would be very vibrant. The solid colors would look beautiful. I actually ordered this to be printed, so we might take a picture for fun and post it on Instagram or our Facebook page. But I wanted to see how this picture and the solid colors look together. But I wanted to show how easy this is to customize. So let's say we go into our photos and we pick another cute family photo. I love all our stock photos. It's fun to sit and look through just nice looking pictures. Let's play with, I want to have some fun colors. Trying to decide which one we want to play with. Ooh, I like this. Okay. So we can put a picture in there, and again, if you need to adjust it, so say we want them a tiny bit more centered, this picture the space I'm giving it is a little more square. It's still a rectangle, but it's not as much so as the picture. Actually, this one's pretty close. But sometimes the proportions of the picture are wider, so it'll be cutting fairly close on one side, and you can adjust just in that toolbox. And you always want to make sure that your picture stays down in that blue border all the way. Otherwise, if I were to adjust it and leave it up here, that's where the picture shows. Which is fine. With something like this, it's got plenty of space behind it, so it wouldn't be a problem. But you always want to make sure that you're filling that space completely. So these, and you'll see it's selecting the whole thing because this solid fill color goes all the way to the top. But it's just a fill color, and you can pick it out of the picture. So depending on what you want to do, in this heart, again, it's just a solid fill color on a piece of art, and you can pick any color you want. I'm not sure I'm loving the orange, but you get the idea. So maybe we do browns. But the fun thing about these wood prints is you're just going to be giving that wood a bit of extra color. So these browns would actually look very nice. They would look just stained on the wood. You'd see a lot of the wood grain, but you'd still see this heart, and then you would see the text. I love the brighter colors. The Grateful print that Stacy showed, I actually printed that out to bring home, and I love it. The blue, you get a nice stained blue look on the wood, which is really interesting, but then you can see the flowers. Let's show this one more time, maybe with a different colored picture. I'm not loving the pink in here. See this one? Okay, but this one, so there's an example of not fitting the frame properly. So if I click adjust, then it's showing me how much more space I have over here, and I can just drag the photo over a little bit so that that little boy isn't getting cut off. Wouldn't want to cut him out of the family. And then, say I pick that nice pink out of his shirt, maybe a nice dark, and then a lighter pink for the heart. So really fun, really easy, and you can customize it to whatever you'd like. This, we could do the blues, we could do the green, just whatever you want to suit where you're going to be putting this print. Anyway, I just wanted to show that, and I think, Stacy, I think that is everything that I had to show. So
wonderful. We haven't had anyone that needed to see anything again. Chelsea's been answering a couple questions, but I think they were pretty clear on what you covered, so that's great.
Oh, good.
I do love these those fun wood prints, so I'm going to take control back from you then.
Okay.
We're going to see if I can take control back from you.
That sounds like a personal challenge.
Yeah, we won't go there. Okay, and let me get back to my presentation. Swap my displays. Okay, so we're going to do one more giveaway of points here. And the last 25 points are going to go to Cheryl Gregory. Cheryl Gregory, we appreciate you coming to class. And the last thing I want to show you is a sneak of what's coming up on in studio for artwork. So we have, as a basic collection, it's called I forgot to change it. It's not called My Crazy Life. It's called All Year Round Precipitations. And this one has such a fun spring feel to it. It has banners and flowers and alphabets and all sorts of fun things. And hey, Brick, I'm going to remind you to mute.
I'm actually trying to find my control panel again. My computer is deciding to hide it. So if you have the option to mute me.
I can handle that. Yes, let me mute Brooke. Okay, there we go. No feedback now. I wanted to point out, though, in this collection, see this cute little purple tulip? They call these tissue paper flowers, and there's a whole bunch of them that have kind of a distressed tissue paper look to them. I thought that was really kind of cool. But this is a fun collection, and this will, again, will be a basic collection. It's called All Year Round Precipitations. You'll see this in April. And then this guy is the monster of all monstrous sized collections. It's going to be in premiere. It has, I believe, 9 alphabets in it. There are 1,000 pieces in this collection because of all the alphabets. Things that are these colors, like this yellow one that has the fun shaded background. There's a whole bunch of them in teal, orange, yellow, green, I don't remember. We have this metallic looking one, and in case you haven't figured out, I kind of have a thing for ampersands. I really like ampersands. And then there's a whole bunch of them that are these rectangles that have these raised letters, and they're in a couple of colors, teal and yellow, and I don't remember the other colors. There are all sorts of these cute, adorable little robots. You'll see this one here. You can see some of them showing up in this image, the big image. There are arrows, there are gears, so you'll find frames that are gears. The thing about this is, when we first thought, we immediately thought, oh boy, you know, it just screams boy. But there's a lot of things that you can use for other occasions, like there's stars and arrows, and so it's going to be fun for celebrations. You'll see that some of these papers are very basic, like these diagonal stripes. Even this one that looks like hexes that I immediately think of the top of, you know, the top of a screw is a hex, but you know what? That's just a basic geometric background. So don't just think boy on this one. There's lots of options for it, but if you have a boy that loves robots, this is going to be a fun collection for you. So watch for both of those in April. Okay, our next class is going to be April 21st at 7 p.m., and we're going to talk wonderful weddings. All the things you want to do for a wedding, your invitations, your party favors, things to remember it with, your books and signs and all sorts of fun things. So if you're looking for wedding ideas, this is going to be a fun one to come to. And as always, even if you're not doing a wedding, you can transform these things for any party. So don't just think weddings. Think, do I have a party coming up? Maybe I want to learn about invitations, or I want to learn about creating storybooks that I can use for recording the memories, like 50th birthday parties. Those are the best time to give away those big books. So join us April 21st, 7 p.m. for wonderful weddings. Thank you so very much for coming out tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the web, Facebook, and next month at our class. Thanks, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.